Hello, friends! I am so glad you are here. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever made something, a picture, a poem, a song, and felt a flutter in your belly when someone asked to see it? That flutter is something many of us know. It's called doubt or worry, or maybe just the fear of not being good enough. But inside that flutter, there's something else, something quieter but stronger. It's called courage. This is the story of a boy named Leo, a boy who loved to draw but kept his drawings hidden, until one day a very small moment began to grow into something big. Not fame, not a trophy, something even better. Confidence. Leo loved to draw. He drew during recess, while the other kids chased soccer balls and popped bubbles of laughter. He drew at lunch, bent over his sketchbook with a sandwich growing cold beside him. He even drew on the school bus, bumping along the road home, filling page after page with secret stories only he knew. But here's the thing. Leo never showed anyone. Not because he didn't love what he made. He did. But because, deep down, he wasn't sure anyone else would. Then, one morning, a new sign appeared on the bulletin board. Bright letters cut from construction paper, bursting with glitter and hope. Spring Art, Fair and Contest, share your masterpiece. Most kids ran up to it, pointing and chattering with excitement. Leo just stood there. He clutched his sketchbook a little tighter, like maybe it could protect him. His heart beat faster. What if my art isn't good enough? What if they laugh? What if they don't understand what I drew? And just like that, the pencil that had once felt like magic in his hands started to feel. That afternoon, the bell rang, backpack zipped, sneakers squeaked toward the door. But Leo didn't move. He stayed at his desk, sketching quietly, while the room slowly emptied around him. And someone noticed. Ms. Anya, the art teacher with scarves that swirled like paint and a smile that never rushed you, looked up from her papers. She didn't interrupt. She didn't hover. She simply walked over, quietly, like sunlight sliding across a floor. She looked at the pages in Leo's sketchbook and she didn't say, "Wow," or "You're amazing," or even, "You should enter the contest." She just knelt beside him, looked him gently in the eyes and said, "Maybe just one small step, Leo. One drawing, one smile, one brave try." And then she walked away, but her words didn't. They stayed, like seeds in the soil, waiting. The next morning, something happened that hadn't happened before. Leo raised his hand, softly, slowly, almost like he didn't even know he was doing it. And when the class turned, he said, "Maybe I could draw something for the bulletin board?" No one laughed. Miss Anya smiled, like she'd been waiting for that moment all along. So during recess, while the other kids played, Leo drew. He made a field of spring flowers, tall ones, curly ones, crooked ones, bright ones. Not a single one was the same, and when he finished, he stood before the bulletin board, ready to hang it up. Except he didn't. His hands froze. Doubt crept in again, as it always did. But then he remembered. Every flower is different. That's what makes a garden beautiful. So he pinned up his picture right in the middle, and for the first time, he stepped back and let it be seen. With the art fair just days away, Leo wanted to do more. Something special, something unforgettable, something perfect. But no matter what he drew, it never looked the way he wanted. He erased and erased, started over and over. Crumpled paper piled around his feet like fallen dreams. He whispered to himself, "It's not working. I'm not good enough." And for a moment, he believed it. He turned away from his desk, heart heavy. But in that quiet, he heard her voice again, not out loud, but inside. Perfection isn't the goal, Leo. Joy is. He turned back to his sketchbook, took a deep breath, and he drew. He drew not for a ribbon, not for a prize. He drew because it made him feel something. Curious, alive, safe. He drew a glowing creature curled in a quiet forest, its tail wrapped around stars. A creature born from his imagination and belonging to no one but him. And for the first time in days, he smiled. The big day arrived. The gym sparkled with colors and noise. Tables overflowed with art and proud voices. And in one corner, on a simple sheet of paper, sat Leo's drawing, the glowing creature in the forest. Leo stood nearby, hands trembling, but he stayed. And that was brave. A little girl stopped to look at his drawing. She tilted her head. Then she whispered, "Wow." And in that tiny moment something shifted. Leo's fear didn't disappear, but it got quieter. Because something else had gotten louder. Confidence. Leo didn't win the contest. There was no blue ribbon, no trophy. But that night, at home, he opened his sketchbook anyway. And he drew. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Because he had something inside him. Ideas, stories, pictures, and they were ready to come out. Confidence doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. It grows with each try, each wobble, each quiet, "I'm going to try again." And now, Leo knows his art is his own kind of magic, and he's not afraid to let it shine. Leo's story isn't just his. It can be yours too. So here's a little challenge. Draw something, or write, or build, or dance, or sing, or daydream. Make something that feels like you. Then, just like Leo, take one small brave step. Show it to someone you trust, even if it's just your dog, or your pillow, or your stuffed turtle. Every small step counts, especially the wobbly ones. That's how confidence grows, like a seed, watered with courage. And before we say goodbye, let's say this together. I am brave. I am learning. I can grow. My voice matters, and I am enough, just as I am. Thank you for spending time with Leo and with yourself. Now go make something beautiful. Even if it's messy, even if it's weird, even if it's just for you. Every brave step is a masterpiece. See you next time, lovelies. Keep being brave, keep creating. And don't forget to subscribe and like for more inspiring stories, just like Leo's.